JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, body found in river in Greentown, suspected to be that of Junior Bennett. The belief is now rife that a body found in a river in the Greentown community of Trelawney could be that of Junior Bennett, otherwise called Big Shot, the man wanted for the murder of farmer Garcia Williams. On Saturday, residents alerted police to a body that was found in the river. However, the police have yet to establish the identity, as the body was found to be in a high state of decomposition. Nonetheless, residents are of the belief that the body is that of Bennett, based on the build, clothing, and some other items found on and in the vicinity of the body. The police have indicated that they are currently waiting on information from the forensic lab to provide a confirmation if it is actually Bennett that was found. Bennett was listed as the most wanted individual by the Trelawney police following the brutal killing of Williams in what has been described as a lover's quarrel on January 31, 2022. He subsequently fled the scene and the police have been trying to locate him since. 4, including 2 teenagers, charged with murder of Manchester man. 4 men, including a juvenile, have been arrested and charged with the murder of 50-year-old O'Neill Francis, otherwise called Cardo, of Greenvale, Mandeville, Manchester, who was killed in his community on Saturday, March 12. Charged are 19-year-old Miguel Myers, a laborer, 24-year-old Kirkland Antwine, otherwise called Ratty, 18-year-old Rajani Griffiths, a welder, and a 17-year-old boy, all of Greenvale District in Manchester. Reports are that about 9 p.m. on the day in question, an argument developed between Antwine and Francis when all 4 men attacked Francis and chased after him, where Antwine allegedly inflicted wounds to his abdomen and robbed him of cash. On Saturday, March 13, about 7 a.m., residents discovered the body of Francis in bushes with multiple stab wounds. The police were alerted, and upon their arrival, the scene was processed and the body removed to the morgue. All 4 persons were taken into custody and charged with the murder on Friday following an investigation. Their court date is being finalized. American killed, 6 others injured in Hanover crash. The body of an American man was cut in half, and 6 others seriously injured in a motor vehicle crash along the Point Hill Main Road leading to Hopewell in Hanover on Friday afternoon. The deceased has been identified as James Martinez of a Georgia address in the United States. It is reported that about 4:45 p.m., Martinez and 2 other Americans were traveling westerly in a Toyota Crown motor car. On reaching a section of the Point Hill Main Road, Martinez reported lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a blue Isuzu motor truck which was traveling in the opposite direction. Martinez died on the spot. The 2 other Americans and 4 occupants of the motor truck, including the driver, were rushed to hospital where they were admitted in serious condition. Police seized gun and ammo in East Kingston. The police seized a firearm and several rounds of ammunition in Dunkirk, East Kingston early Sunday afternoon. Details surrounding the seizure are not available at this time, but a man was arrested in connection with the seizure of the weapon, an AM-15 assault rifle. His identity is being withheld pending further investigations. Men traveling on motorcycle caught with gun. Following explosions heard in the Kingston 14 area, the police on Friday arrested 2 men who were caught with an illegal firearm after they attempted to elude officers on a motorcycle. The men were arrested at the intersection of Percy Street and Oxford Street in the parish. Reports are that about 12:40 p.m., a team of officers were on patrol when they responded to explosions heard in the area. On their arrival, officers accosted 2 men on a motorcycle who attempted to elude them. They were searched, and a Mac 11 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 13 cartridges were found. The men were subsequently arrested. Their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. Another attorney facing disbarment after failing to disclose U.S. shoplifting convictions. The fate of an attorney at law who did not disclose to the General Legal Counsel, GLC, that he had convictions arising from 2 shoplifting incidents in the United States is to be decided by the Jamaican Supreme Court. The GLC, the government body that regulates the legal profession locally, filed a claim on February 18, asking the court to grant an order striking Jermaine Anderson from the role of attorneys eligible to practice in the courts in Jamaica. The counsel is asking the court to declare that the certificates of qualification for enrollment and the qualifying certificate issued to Anderson in October 2016 were obtained by fraud and accordingly be declared null and void. It has stated that the certificates were exhibited and relied upon to support Anderson's application for his enrollment, which was granted by the Supreme Court on December 7, 2016. Anderson, according to court documents, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of disorderly conduct arising from 2 separate incidents of shoplifting when he appeared before the criminal court of the City of New York on July 30, 2013. He was imprisoned for 1 day for one of the charges, while on the other, he was given a conditional discharge for 1 year and was required to complete 2 days of community service. Anderson's situation has sparked concerns from some members of the legal fraternity, who advise that honesty on the part of lawyers and those wishing to enter the profession must be maintained at all times. The GLC said Anderson's arrest and criminal convictions were discovered when he received a letter dated November 5, 2021 from Carol Einer, principal of the Norman Manley Law School. Upon receipt of the letter, the GLC said it made inquiries of Anderson, who admitted that he had been charged and that the cases arose from incidents during which he had shoplifted goods from a store on 2 separate occasions. It was a precondition of Anderson's application for enrollment as an attorney at law that he gave a voluntary declaration that he was of good character, had attained the age of 21, was not an alien, and had no criminal record. Anderson reportedly said in the voluntary declaration that, "I have never been arrested for or convicted of any criminal offense, and there are no criminal charges pending against me." The GLC said Anderson's false declaration on October 10, 2016, induced the GLC to issue him a qualification for enrollment certificate and a qualifying certificate, both dated October 25, 2016. Those certificates were required for his application to the court to be admitted as a lawyer. Then Chief Justice Taylor McCullough relied on the certificates in granting Anderson's application. Reports are that Anderson applied recently to be a member of the New York Bar. It was as a result of that application that the law school and the GLC were made aware of Anderson's convictions. Jamaica's prisons and national security risk, says Holness. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has acknowledged that despite the efforts of the authorities, high-risk prisoners continue to direct their criminal enterprises from behind bars. He has described the country's penal institutions as a national security risk. Too often our intelligence points to crimes being directed from prisons, including the ordering of murders, Holness said as he made his contribution to the 2022-23 budget debate in the House of Representatives on Thursday. He also acknowledged that prisoners are getting help in smuggling cellular phones into the prisons, noting that the phones and other contraband do not walk into the prisons by themselves. As it stands now, our prisons are a national security risk, Holness emphasized. He sought to assure that the administration was moving to address the risk and said the construction of a modern, high-security prison was intended to do so. The Prime Minister said the plans for the prison, which are being developed by the Jamaica Defence Force, are close to completion. "We consider this a matter of great urgency to be expedited through the public investment process," said Holness. He said that efforts will be made to source the funding to start the project in the upcoming fiscal year, which gets underway on April 1. "We consider this a matter of great urgency to be expedited through the public investment process," said Holness. He said that efforts will be made to source the funding to start the project in the upcoming fiscal year, which gets underway on April 1. However, he warned that regardless of how big we make the walls, or the number of cameras we install, and how far we locate the prison, if there's collusion between guards and prisoners, phones and other contraband will get in and messages and instructions will get out. The Prime Minister said it was for this reason that the Corrections Act was amended in 2021 to add criminal sanctions to those who facilitate and benefit from the trading in contraband. Jamaica reports 39 new COVID cases, 4 deaths. Jamaica on Saturday reported 39 new cases of the COVID-19 and 4 virus-related deaths in the 24-hour period. This brings the total number of cases recorded on the island since the start of the pandemic to 128,539 and the death toll to 2,867. Of the newly reported cases, there were 24 females and 15 males, with ages ranging from 8 months to 99 years. The cases were recorded in St. James 14, St. Anne 9, Clarendon 6, St. Catherine 4, Kingston and St. Andrew 3, Hanover 2, and Westmoreland 1. Meanwhile, the latest fatalities are 3 women, ages 56, 79, and 85, and a 68-year-old man from St. James. The deaths were reported under investigation in August 2021. Another death was reported under investigation on Saturday. According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the country also recorded 142 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 80,254. The country's positivity rate now stands at 5.1%. There are confirmed 287 active cases on the island. 48 patients have been hospitalized, 2 of them critically ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.